Hello everyone, welcome to Naomi's Bookshelf. Welcome to my Jane Austen July TBR. So for Jane Austen July, every year I participated, I have read a bunch of Jane Austen books. What a shock. But last year I really did overkill and I read 4 of the Jane Austen novels in one per week for the whole month. It was crazy. So this year we're gonna take it a little more chill, I hope. So we're gonna go through the prompts quickly. This is hosted by Marissa, Claudia, and Katie, and I will link all of them down below with their announcement videos, but let's get into it. The first prompt is to read a Jane Austen work. So I will be reading Northanger Abbey. I am buddy reading this with Emily from Novelle Novels. I have this beautiful edition from Bookishly, and I just think it is gorgeous. They just make their own cover over the top of whatever it is, Wordsworth Classic. But yeah, love the covers in this, and I can't wait to reread Northanger Abbey. So yeah, this one is about Catherine Morland, who is very much obsessed with books and loves everything, but she thinks it is reality, and that can lead to a few problems. So I'll be reading this one. The other book I haven't read in a while will be Persuasion. So I'm actually reading the 2 shortest. I'm going down a lot. But yeah, Persuasion I haven't read in a few years, and I'm excited to reread it. I'm hoping to finish it within the first 3 days of the month for the Janelle Readathon. But yeah, this is gonna be one. This is my favorite Jane Austen work. So I'm excited to revisit it, and it's been a while since I've read this one. So good times are coming. The next prompt is to read something that's not one of her main works, Jane Austen's main works. So I will be reading her Juvenilia. Now I have read some of these. I've read The History of England. I've read The Beautiful Cassandra. I've read a handful of stories in here, but I'm gonna read the rest. This is also the buddy read for the group. It's a group read this year. So this, along with Northanger Abbey, I'm excited to knock this off of my to-read list and finally be done all of Jane Austen's work. I'm gonna be, I'm really excited. It's gonna be a sad time, though. I think I've been holding off for the reason of I don't wanna be done, but it is gonna be exciting to have finished everything. The next one is to read a book, or at least the next prompt I'm going to talk about now, is to read a book by a contemporary of Jane Austen. And so I'm actually buddy reading this with my cousin Megan. We're reading Pen Tamar, which is by Henrietta Bowdler, I believe is her last name, or I believe is her name. This book is about spinsterhood and how everyone was despising the widows, not the widows, but the spinsters, the women who've never married. And this is a book in defense of them. So I actually heard a talk about this amazing book and how it was so controversial. So I'm really excited to dive into it. It doesn't look too long. And the author was quite prolific. Her family was a family of authors, but she also wrote a book of sermons, which was so good that the bishop offered the author a spot, not realizing she was a woman. So I'm very excited to try checking out some of, I believe her name is Henrietta Bowdler. I can't remember. I'm trying to see it on my iPad and that's not working. So yes, Pen Tamar will be my contemporary book. I also have a couple others. One book that I have been promising to read for years now, I haven't read, is Evelina by Frances Burney. I really do want to try this coming up in July. I think with having a smaller Jane Austen book pile, I'll be able to get this in there better. I have wanted to read this for a while, and I just need to actually pick it up. So that's going to be hopefully accomplished. I also have this one, which I found. I should take off my sticker. I will never, ever be good at this, even though I try, I promise. Anyways, I'm sorry, my brain is officially checked out. The Subjection of Women by John Stuart Mill. From what I remember reading about this on the back, it was written 1800, maybe late 1700s. I could be wrong about the date, but if I'm not, then this is going to be a really great, never mind, it's a Victorian novel. I just saw the date, 1869. Never mind, that'll be October. Moving on to a nonfiction. So I will try to be reading What Matters in Jane Austen by John Mullen. Isn't that his last name? I'll be trying to read that. I have an audio of it. I also am going to be reading an arc that I have, which is called Napoleonic Britain. I feel like that's very appropriate, kind of a different angle on Jane Austen than I normally take. And I have an actual physical book I can show you too. This is Voices from the World of Jane Austen by Malcolm Day. This one I got at a library book sale, and it is about the contemporary authors, I think, of that time. At least to my understanding, it's about the poets. I don't know. It's just about people, I think, in that era and like maybe leaders, but it's Jane Austen related. So I'm going to go with this one as well. And hopefully I can get through a new purchase. I mean, that would be nice, right? For retellings or books set in the Georgian era, I have a couple. So I have out from the library as an ebook, I have Much Ado About Nada, which is by Uzma Jalaluddin. I don't remember her pronounce her last name, I'm sorry. But she wrote Aisha at Last. This one is a persuasion retelling, and it sounds great. I'm sure it's gonna be like Aisha Last, which was, I believe, Muslim Pride and Prejudice in Toronto. Now this one I think should be Persuasion in Toronto. So that'll be great. I'm excited to check it out, especially since I'm reading Persuasion. I also have a couple Georgette Heyer books that I've never read, so I figure why not? This one I have just grabbed off my shelf is The Unknown Ajax. So I'll be attempting this one or one of the other ones on my shelf. I am excited to, see what Georgette Heyer's about. I'm positive I'm gonna like her, but I just haven't picked her up yet. So this will be a good opportunity. And the other retelling I have is this one. So it's Love and Friendship by Whit Stillman. Now, let's be clear. This is probably gonna get DNF'd. I'm aware. This is a very low rating on Goodreads. And honestly, I don't always agree with them, but sometimes I found myself not pushing through lately. Like, I'll give myself 20 pages and then I'm ready to quit. I used to give myself a 50 to 100, and now I'm like, no, I'm done. So if this one is less impressive than the original, which I believe will be less impressive than Lady Susan, but if it's that annoying, I will not be finishing it. But I've owned it for a while, so I want to get it off my shelf. So yeah, I'm hopeful for this one. This one was written by the director of the film. So yeah, we'll see. But I'm gonna try this one and this one. I'm a mess. So yeah, those two. The last thing I really need to read is Possibilities by Deborah White-Smith. This was on my last year's TBR, and I think probably the year before that. This one is a persuasion retelling, a contemporary persuasion retelling. And since I already have Persuasion here and another persuasion retelling, let's make it happen. I want to finish this series off. They're like companion books, but none of the characters interact. It's just 6 books based on Jane Austen's books. So I don't know anything about this. I just need to finally get it done. And I've enjoyed all the books in this series. Not all of them great, but to a certain extent I've enjoyed them all. So let's do it this year. In terms of what to watch for the retellings, or not for the retellings, but for the adaptations, I was searching out the 1980s versions. I'm like, I've never seen them. I think it's about time I do it. I know they're horrible. Don't worry, I know. But I was trying to find them. I couldn't. I will still be looking because I really want to just watch it and enjoy the cringe. But I did get from my library coming on DVD. I have a DVD player that I have kept in spite of it becoming non-existent anymore because it's a good thing for this. I've got Northanger Abbey coming, which I believe is the 2010 version. I don't remember what version it was. I'll put the poster here, the movie poster up here. So I'll be watching that one for Northanger Abbey, but I am going to be trying to hunt down those cringy 80s ones. For the modern adaptations, I don't really have one picked out yet. I had a thought, and I don't know if I'm going to have enough energy or time, but I'm just going to put it out there. If by some, I don't know, miracle, I have enough time, it would be really awesome to read a chapter of Mansfield Park and then watch the modern reinterpretation of that chapter from the show From Mansfield with Love. I think it'd be really fun to watch that section or read the section and go back and forth. But that's gonna be a time commitment. And normally I listen to these on audio, so I can't just like pop that on because I'd have to very intentionally stop what I'm doing and go to the video and then go back. So maybe, and if not, well, I don't know, might not do anything for this prompt, but that's okay. So that's a potential if I have enough time. So that is it for my TBR. I know it's a lot. However, it's not as much as it could be. And knowing me and knowing how much I read in a month, I'm very hopeful that I can finally get these certain ones done. Like Evelina, I've been trying to do it for years. If I can finally get that one done, that'd be great. But like I said, I'm gonna just try and do a more chill time than last year. I also have a biography coming from the library, which is like literally this brand or this book series, the Jane Austen one, which is, it's a picture book. I'm gonna have so much fun reading the Jane Austen version. So that one's coming from the library too. So I'm taking it easy this month, this coming year. I'm taking it easy this year of Jane Austen July and relaxing in the upcoming month with hopefully some really easy reads. And I am really excited for all of them, I'd say. I am a little apprehensive about Love and Friendship, but like I said, I'll probably DNF that if I'm not enjoying myself. So I'm not too worried. But yeah, that's it. Let me know what you're reading for Jane Austen July, and if you are reading the group reads, or if you're just, I don't know, reading one Jane Austen book. That would be awesome to know which one you're reading. And if you are reading them all, I tried that last year. It was not successful, but I wish you all the luck with all of your Jane Austen reading. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like and a subscribe and leave a comment down below, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.
In a house that I don't know,